And also, okay, some people have said, oh, it's a fighting game, what do you expect? First of all, ignoring the fact that Soul Calibur and Blaze Blue have produced much better fighting game stories than that, one has to point out that the reason I expect it so much is because that's exactly what Sakurai advertised. You can go back to that site and it's still there. It says that it is a character-driven story, focusing on development, where characters face their personal histories. None of that lived up to it. I mean, Lucas got like one vague character arc and that's it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the false advertising in YouTube titles to get attention.
Yeah, I think the long story short is, if you're going to do Subspace Emissary again, do it right this time.
To quote Doctor Who, superfluous story, get rid.
Indeed. I'm trying to think of any other features I would include. Well, the first is that I would get rid of the coin launcher because I bloody hate that. I don't know if I've made it clear, but...
Yeah, you mentioned it a few times.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it can't help to make it any clearer. Get rid of the coin launcher!
Oh, and for the record, please make stickers have a point.
Yeah. Outside of Subspace Emissary, they were pretty bloody pointless.
Yeah, if you're gonna make one-off characters in games like Fire Emblem, please let them at least do something.
Indeed. And actually, that kind of leads me on to another vague subject. Okay, it's kind of to do with trophy descriptions, but in a way, it's also kind of to do with movesets as well. Could you please try to do some amount of research in order to present the characters accordingly? Because we've mentioned it a couple of times, but it needs to be brought up. It happens one too many times in Brawl. It's pretty irritating because, as me and Sven said, Smash Bros. Is often a great way to get introduced to characters and Nintendo's other franchises, and then move on to that. Like me and Sven got into Fire Emblem with Smash Bros. I tried out the Metroid series because of Smash Bros. You know, it's a great way to advertise all the various games available. The problem is, a lot of the characters are misrepresented, so how they are in the games and how they are in Smash Bros. Are completely separate entities. I mean, I understand that Captain Falcon has never got out of the racer in his games, so you had to make a moveset for him, but you gave him a moveset that was pretty much like a Kamen Rider. I mean, I saw a fierce debate on the forum where someone was saying, look, if you're going to misrepresent Captain Falcon like this, just take him out and spare us all the pain. And some people will say, well, how would you make a moveset that was more faithful then? Kind of meant to be a smart-ass going. And the guy replied, Captain Falcon has a gun!
Wow, I never noticed that.
Yeah, if you look at this design somewhere, he actually has a holster.
Wow, that puts some things in a whole new perspective, but then again, knowing them, if they incorporated the gun, they'd make him a Fox clone.
Yeah, I know we keep repeating the point about Ganondorf and Star Fox characters, but it bears repeating. When you make someone an exact clone, it just misrepresents the character horribly. Ganondorf is not a fist fighter, and he never will be.
Yeah, and frankly, I personally could see him working better off of both Link and Zelda if you included his sword and spells.
That's exactly it. He's completely out of place when you compare with the other characters.
And frankly, explodey magical fists do not bounce well off of his two greatest rivals.
And no, Sakurai, making feeble excuses doesn't help. It's really irritating when you write on the Earthbound trophies, oh, Ness didn't actually know PK Fire or PK Thunder, so maybe Paula taught him those abilities. If he didn't have those abilities in the game, what the feck was the point of giving it to them?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you don't give Pikachu Fire Blast in order to give a wide variety, so why do...
Well, knowing the anime, they'd give him Fire Blast for variety, but that's beside the point.
God.
That Pikachu knows more moves than my entire Pokemon Black team combined. But again, that's beside the point.
Yeah, I understand how you need to add some things to characters in order to do variety. Like, I'm not saying they should be exactly like they are in the games, but when you just completely, like, BS, like, make it so that, oh, by the way, DDD's hammer, yeah, it can include a jet. What do you mean it wasn't in the games up until this point?
Yeah, it makes no sense and it kind of insults the series they're trying to represent.
That's also one of the reasons why Self-Space Emissary kind of annoyed me, because a lot of characters actually lost personality for the process, especially Ike. Ike is like this openly honest, deadpan snarker, and then...
Yeah, openly honest, in some cases, kind of ruthless at getting the job done, and furthermore, deadpan snarker through and through.
And his character is pretty much the rash one who likes fighting, that's pretty much...
Yeah, because they needed one. And they needed... And this is the thing, too. They kind of projected Ike's old personality onto Marth, which... No!
I know, it's just... You can say, oh, it's a crossover series, what does it matter? The point is, like I said, Smash Bros. Introduces people to these characters, and when they project that onto the characters, things start going out of control. Like, it's bad enough that everyone now tries to use Captain Falcon as Chuck Norris. That's irritating enough, but there's just so many other examples. Like, I've already mentioned the trophy descriptors. That was one of the most irritating aspects of the Donkey Kong fanbase. Occasionally having someone saying, oh, doesn't Cool have a brother? No!
Yeah, all because of Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it just seems like a really, really cheap move. And in Pittsburgh, Sakurai, you're not gonna get lucky and be able to make the next game in the franchise so you can project all of the stupid crap you invent, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
It kind of says a lot when you randomly create a vehicle for Captain Falcon, the Falcon Flyer, to use as a transport, and then in GX, which actually added a full story mode for F-Zero for the first time ever, they don't use it. So...
Yeah.
And, yep, I think that pretty much covers everything. I mean, I know it sounds like we're being overly critical, but let's be honest, we do enjoy this series. Whenever I have family members come over, they always like to play Smash Bros. Battles, and it's fun to do everyone, so...
Yeah, it's not that we dislike the series. Hell, even I like it, even after my soured opinion by the metagame. I still enjoy it, and I would like to see another game. I'll probably play it if I ever get a Wii U.
Well, either a Wii U or a 3DS. From what I've heard, there's like this vague plan to make the 3DS more single-player focused and the Wii U more multiplayer focused, although keeping in mind that neither of these games have actually started development yet because, again, Kid Icarus Uprising. We'll have to just wait and see, I think.
Yeah. But I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing what they do. I just hope that Sakurai does a few things differently.
Yeah, as long as he just fixes those few mistakes and just focuses a bit more on the representation and makes a bloody better story mode, it'll be fine. And, oh yeah, side note, I can't believe I forgot this. Sakurai, I know you created Kirby and he's your baby and everything, but for God's sake, what you did in Subspace Emissary, it was looking like fan fiction.
Yeah. Him taking Mario's place, I mean, what?
Oh, sorry. But yeah, long story short, back to it again. Despite the flaws, we like the game, and if they correct the flaws, then, well, the game will be absolutely amazing.
Yes, so we can sit here and we can hope that they correct those flaws and add a few of the characters that we fanboy over.
Indeed. And that brings both the discussion and this episode to an end. Feel free to comment on any of the opinions we discussed, and considering we're talking about Smash Bros, I'm sure you'll have plenty to say. And also send us questions in by the usual channels. But like I said, it's the end of this episode, so until next month, that was me, the Joey Monkey.
And me, Sven the Crusader. Goodbye, everyone.
That was Monkey Broadcast, a monthly review and discussion show hosted by the Jonin Monkey and Sven the Crusader. If you feel that you've been the subject of slander or that your copyright has been misused, please PM me and I'll try and get round to fixing it as soon as possible. We also welcome any comments, be it feedback or your own viewpoints on any of the things we've discussed. Until next month, have fun kids!